Hello YouTube, how you guys doing today? Thanks for stopping by, being a passenger on the P Reacts Daily Train. I appreciate everybody that's been coming by and helping out with the channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out, especially since I'm a newer channel. Also, it helps with the algorithm. Don't forget, this is not a substitute for the original content, so go over to the original artist, watch it on their channel, give them a like, show them some love. Also, we don't redistribute any of the content, so we're following all the copyright rules. My name is P, and we'll get started on this video as soon as we see our disclaimer. Alrighty, today's video we have some of the warning, and this was a request sent by a subscriber. They just sent me a link, so I'm not real sure what this is. It says the warning on Keep Me Fed, Dream Covers, and Meeting the Devil, 7 of 30. So I'm not sure what this is exactly. Looks like possibly some type of interview, but let's get right into it.
Have those ideas. What we lack is time.
Yes,
they deserve to be celebrated.
Yes. You know, that process was very unique in the last album.
I am a very responsible person. They put fireworks, they put pyro, they put like so many things into our performance. What? Crazy.
Welcome to Rock Sound's 7 of 30 podcast, the only show where I find out what the questions are at exactly the same time as the guests. You know how this works by now. We've got 30 questions. They are all numbered. Our guest picks 7 numbers at random, and that is what forms their mystery interview. And our guest this week, oh, it's The Warning. What an incredible run that they are having this year. They've just done their headline tour with a big show at London's Brixton Academy, of course, on the back of the amazing album Keep Me Fed. They were our first cover stars of Rock Sound this year as well, on part of our Stars of 2025 issue. I caught up with them remotely over Zoom. We got into all that new music stuff. Plus, they, of course, answered all of our mystery questions. So, check it out. Let's start with the obvious, shall we? Out here in the middle of a big tour, just did a massive headliner in London at legendary, Brixton Academy. Let's give a shout out. Legendary venue. How are you finding that experience? How are you? Because I mean, the UK crowds always go very, very hard for you guys. That must have been a really, really special night, right?
Yes, it was. It was amazing. We had so much fun, and we had been officially presenting Keep Me Fed, our latest album, live to everyone. So in general, it was such a special night.
Yeah, definitely. I can imagine. We should shout out. It's a big year. I've got my copy of Rock Sound here. Let's just plug it. Let's just get that shout there. It's a beautiful mag. It was a great interview in there. But I mean, it was so nice to have you guys on the first cover of the year, because it really does feel like 2025 is such a big year for The Warning. I mean, you guys have been around for a minute. You've been doing your thing for a while. But this Keep Me Fed era, man, it feels like a whole new fan base has started kind of emerging and really coming to you guys. Have you felt the impact of this album and felt that kind of fan base growing in a way?
Yes, definitely. I feel like this has been the album where we've had the most growth.
Yeah.
I feel like we really took a risk and experimented with new things, and we're very glad that it resonated with people, and that our all-time fans have been enjoying it, and that our new fans can also just really see everything that we've been doing for the past 10 years reflected on this album. And we've been touring nonstop with it. We're going to keep touring nonstop with it. So it's just been such a great era, and I feel like everyone's just really proud and happy with the work that we've been doing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you guys really have built such a great live reputation. That live show is a fun show, man. It really, really is. And, when you've got a new record out like this, like you say, you've got to have just been excited to get some of these newer moments out there in front of the people. I mean, have there been any particular moments on Keep Me Fed that have maybe surprised you in the live setting, or anything that's got a particularly big reaction from this album?
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of things, like even the small things of song titles. There's a song that's called Sharks, and everyone would bring their own little shark to the show.
They bring actual shark suits and stuff like that. It's very fun to see people really resonate with that.
For sure. And also our songs in Spanish, just hearing them across the world, just everyone singing in Spanish, it's just it's amazing. We love it. So we're all for the little moments and the little quirk things that make our project enjoyable for everyone, and just to live that in a single night, enjoy a live show, and just get connected through this great community that our fan base is.
Yeah, that's so nice to hear. And it definitely, I'm glad you mentioned like the Spanish language songs, because that's something I remember when we were chatting with Måneskin a couple of years back, and they kind of said the same thing when they were coming over and speaking in Italian and singing those Italian songs that weren't, wasn't the big like breakthrough hits necessarily, but they were really surprised by how much the English speaking fans really embrace that and really go for it, because I guess they're not used to hearing it that way. That's got to be so lovely to be able to come over and perform in, native language to English speaking crowd and just have everyone embrace it in that way.
For sure, and not only just like embrace it, but sing it back. They might not even know what they're saying.
I love when we go to places where they don't speak Spanish and the Spanish songs come up like on the set list and we're playing them. I like looking at people's mouths, and trying to see what they're saying, because sometimes phonetically they're kind of there, but they're not saying the words. And it's so interesting to me to see how people are still connecting emotionally to the songs, and they're super into them, like in the moment. And they probably have maybe they read a translation or something, but they're not properly speaking it. And it's so beautiful that we can represent our culture and our language in that way, and that people still like find a connection emotionally to songs. It's really great.
Yes.
Yeah, this is pretty cool so far. So it sounds like they're talking about the tour going on in the UK at this point. And yeah, very nice. So a lot of cool different things that they're bringing up that, I didn't know, or I would maybe like to know about, or stuff like that. So let's get back to it and let's listen to some more of what they're saying.
So special. Long may that continue. It's really lovely. Like I say, a big year lined up for you guys. Obviously loads of those live dates in the calendar. But in terms of next steps, are you one of these bands that I find that bands either really love writing on the road or really hate it? So like, do you guys sit somewhere in the middle maybe? Or like, is that the case with you? How do you go about that?
Hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No, on the road, we like to really fully embrace ourselves with the creative process.
Don't get me wrong. If there's a great opportunity to write with somebody while you're on the road, or there's this really big opportunity and you have to write a song that day, we do it with
we'll do it.
Todo el gusto del mundo, like just
and with 100% of our spirits,
like with no problem.
Yes.
But do we prefer it? Do I go out of my way to write while we're on tour? No, not at all.
Actually, that was something that's very different from Keep Me Fed, because we did that a lot.
Yeah.
Or in between tours, we were just like whoop, wrapped up and all that. And I think that's something that identifies, or like,
you know what? I feel like you can't say no to it until you try it, but we tried it. Yeah. Like we already lived through it, and we're like, you know what? I prefer the month
other way around
to sit down and write and record an album. But again, like to what it is like.
We go wherever life takes us.
Exactly.
100%. No, it's exciting. So, I guess it will just be time when the tour's done then. Maybe that's when we collate the ideas. We think about the next steps. Is that the idea?
Yes, technically.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, technically. Yeah, sure. We'll wait and see how that all comes together for sure. One other thing I want to mention before we get into 7 of 30, I saw you guys on social media the other day. You were posting, having a lovely time watching our friends in 21 Pilots play their live show. We adore that band. Unbelievable. Again, I think, there's a real thing that if you can put on a great live show, that reputation is going to build and build and build. They're a great example of that.
Yes, for sure.
But that must have been a lot of fun. I feel I can hear little occasion. You're a very different band, but occasionally you can just hear those little influences there a little bit. Am I crazy on that, or are they a little bit inspiring?
No, that's perfect. The energy is there.
I was a really big fan when I was in middle school. I remember that was like peak 21 Pilots era. I remember that. And it's really nice to go back to the music that you listened to when you were young. I know that it sounded a bit ridiculous because I'm still young, but I'm talking about like my teenage years and going back to these shows and feeling the same emotions that you felt when you were like younger, watching those same shows. I feel like it's super admirable that they give these shows and they're able to bring back all of those emotions. Their show is great.
Yeah, it's such a unique
so interactive. I feel like more than anything, it's such like an experience to the fans. I feel like it is completely a gift to the people that have followed them and listened to their music. And I feel like that is such a beautiful thing, especially about the genre we play. I feel like that is such a unique experience to like the rock world.
Slam Dunk Festival is just around the corner and you still have time to pick. Let's dive into your 7 of 30 then. So this is how this works. Like I said, we've got 30 random questions here. Some of them about music, some of them about life, a little bit about everything, right? So all I need you to do is pick 7 numbers between 1 and 30, and those will be your questions, all right? So if you want to do one each or whatever you want to do, you go for it, but I just need 7 numbers between 1 and 30. Whenever you're ready, what are we going for?
So we could do 2 each,
And then the 3 of us together.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Nice.
you go first.
15.
15. Okay, next number.
I'll go number 2.
Number 2. Okay, what next?
I'll say 7.
Great. Okay, next one.
30.
Mm-hmm.
We did the title of the
Yeah,
show.
so-
Wow.
I know. Love that. Love that cross promotion. Let's get that in there every time. Pros. All right, next number.
I'll go number 25.
25. Okay, 2 more.
I'll do 11.
11. Okay, and the last one.
And collected. Oh, well, we're 3.
I was
Yeah.
let's say
Yeah.
3.
Number 3.
Number 3. I love it. Okay, so we have number 2, number 3, number 7, number 11, number 15, number 25, and number 30. Okay, do you want to do big number to small number or small number to big number? That's your last choice here.
Small to big.
Yeah,
Small to
I
big.
think it makes sense.
Small to big. All right, in that case, we're going to begin with question number 2, which is, what do you guys want to do when you retire? When you retire, what do you want to do?
We're like,
Okay.
I want to learn how to paint. I suck at painting and drawing. I would really like to have the time to sit down and actually
Like
Yeah.
paint.
I think when I retire, first of all, resting, being at peace. I don't know, living next to a lake or something, very at peace. I would love to learn to play the piano again and really just have fun with it. Cause
Mhm.
we played the piano when we were really young, but after working on the band and everything, I feel like I can speak for the 3 of us that we've lost a lot of the skill
Yeah,
we
for sure.
had for playing the piano. So I would love to,
retake
To
that.
retake that.
Yeah, I feel like a very common answer is traveling, but I would go the other way because we travel so much.
I would
I
stay in
would-
one
I would stay in
place.
one place, man.
Yes.
And I don't know how old I would be, but I would really like to take up dancing again. But I don't know if I will have the
Hey,
like, physical
yes.
energy.
No, I
but
think you
yes,
would. Yeah.
I would love to dance.
Yeah, God, these are some great. You guys have got it all made. This is a great retirement plan. You absolutely got
and think
It's
about
so-
retirement.
yeah. I was going to say, how much
Yeah,
is this
like
on your
one.
mind? Okay, there we go. It's funny you say about traveling and stuff because I guess that is the thing with being in a band. Like, yeah, you get to travel the world so much, but normally you're there for what, like a couple of days on tour? You don't necessarily
or
get to
not
see
even
much.
that much. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
8 hours if you're lucky.
And you know what? I would like to get to know places more, but being in an airport is
No, I hate that.
I would have to find a way to
A boat.
schedule like a peaceful trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any place that you've maybe been to before where you think, you know what, that's one I've got to go back and visit properly one day?
Japan.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
We were
We-
really busy
it's
when
so
we
many-
went to
Hectic
Japan.
time in Japan.
Yeah.
I would like to go and go to towns outside of Tokyo and just
because
chill
we
out.
stayed in Tokyo for almost 3 weeks, and it was too much.
Hectic. It
Yeah.
was it was a lot.
It was a lot for 3 weeks.
I would
yeah.
love to go back and just
Yeah.
really chill out
Really
there
explore,
and
yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, big exploration. We've got to mention the piano there as well, as you just did, because that's so interesting that it's such a skill you have to, because I'm exactly the same, by the way. I played piano loads as a kid. If you put me down in something right now, I would genuinely struggle. It would take me a minute. It's such a crazy thing, but it's especially crazy for you guys because obviously very, very skilled musicians, but on other instruments. But it's
we just
Yeah.
got focused on.
I still play the piano because
Yeah.
that's where I write, but I can't play it we used to be
Yeah.
classically trained.
Yeah.
We're talking about competition, classically
Yeah.
trained, and I don't think I could. I can't
Yes.
read the way that I
the
used
coordination,
to.
I
The
Yeah,
coordination.
really.
Yeah,
It's just
I would also love to do that. It's a dream.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a lovely thing. And dancing as well, I'll give that a shout out because that's great. Is there any particular type of dancing you're kind of drawn to there? Are we thinking any particular style you'd actually love to kind of go and do some classes in or something?
Yes, definitely. I feel like jazz or contemporary. No, not
Danny
hip.
hip hopping.
I would be the worst.
She would be
You would be
really
really
bad.
at hip hop. Yeah, but ballet, I think it's too
I think
like
wait,
yes, but it's
context.
too
We
strict.
used to dance when we were younger. Like we
Yes.
used to take dance lessons. We used to dance jazz and ballet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you could take like a chill ballet
Yeah.
Yeah,
class.
like I'm not trying to be a professional, but
Yeah.
still, it's like it hurts. Man.
Yeah, it does.
It's a workout. That's athletes
It
right
is.
there. That is
For sure.
full-on athletes right there. All right, let's do your next question. And the next one you picked was number 3. So, what was your best memory of school? What was your best memory of your time at school?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
school. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I
it's been a
remember.
while.
Oh, this is like a very silly one, but ¿cómo se llama? El Día del Niño.
Do you have the day of the children?
Children's Day?
Do you have Children's Day?
Is that a
Oh,
thing?
I don't know. I don't think it's a thing in the UK.
Mexico.
Okay.
It's April 30th.
So you
Okay.
have Mother's Day, Father's Day, and you have Children's Day.
Children's Day, okay.
Okay.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah. And in our school, first we would leave early. Like the time we would leave normally was like 2 p.m. We
Mhm.
would go to school. This day we left at 12 p.m., which was great.
And you can wear
And
clothes.
you can wear your normal clothes, and you would like.
Oh, because it was
You
a
gotta
private
use
school.
it.
Yeah,
And it was like a free day. Every classroom had like different activities to do, and you have
Yeah.
your little list of every classroom with every game. You could go play like loteria. You could do ¿cómo se llama? El Llena tu Loco.
You could
Like go
You
get
could cook.
food.
everything is
and
so Mexican.
everything is very Mexican. But it was
Oh,
always
yeah.
so fun. And then they would have like a little talent show, and people could sing. You could play Just Dance and like
Yeah,
like it was
the-
just a very fun Children's Day, and
Yeah.
I always looked forward to that day
Children's Day was
every
awesome.
year. It was it's so fun. It was always very fun.
I cannot believe we don't have this in the UK. This is an amazing idea.
Children's Day
That's
is pretty
amazing.
amazing. It is pretty,
Yeah.
They
pretty fun.
deserve to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Every day should be Children's Day. Come on, let's
Exactly.
celebrate that. I like that a lot. How were you guys as students, by the way? Were you very studious at school? Did you do well in your classes? How were you guys?
Well, we each have. I think
Yeah.
it's very stereotypical. Like
Danny
older
was a-
sister,
Danny
I'm
was
like,
a teacher's pet.
"Ding."
Yeah, Danny was a great
Let's go.
student.
Yeah.
I was like the ADHD chaos kid who did really well, and like I did really well in
Academically,
school,
yes.
academically, but I was a menace in the classroom.
And
Yes.
then I'm like the middle ground. I had a bit of both, and it was horrible because like the teachers would have already given like lessons to like Danny and Pau, and they were like, "Who are you gonna be like?
What are you?
Like, what are, like, who are you?" And I'm like, it was always really weird to like get their teachers.
Teachers would
because-
love me because they knew Danny, and then they
Yeah.
would meet me and they're like, "You're nothing like."
And
your
then
sister."
sometimes they would hate me because they thought I was more like Pau, or love
I
me
was-
because they thought I
But
was
hey,
more like.
I was a great student.
Danny.
I
No,
was.
yes.
I participated. I was so passionate about
But
it.
you were too
But
participating.
I was annoying. I will give my teachers that.
Oh, bless. Oh, but I mean, how were you guys in music class as well? I mean, was that kind of one of the places that really sparked your love of music, or was it kind of outside of school?
Wait,
No, because
music
like
classes in school?
School?
No,
No.
But music classes individually?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
because like
and I'm like,
being with the recorder, like at that it was what then we had band. Like we had
band
like
lessons at
Alan and
school.
I were in saxophone.
But I feel like when you have to play music to get a good grade, it's never a good motivation to like music. So I think like I don't know one person in my like generation
yeah.
that actually liked going to music class. Because like I feel like when you put a grade on it, it just becomes
Yeah.
like
Frustrating.
yeah, and like and if you don't want to do it, like
But
you're not gonna like it.
in our personal music lessons, like
Yes.
outside of school,
Fascinating.
I think we
Lovely.
were really good
Thanks.
students. I think we were always very curious
Mhm.
and we were very fast learners. I remember sometimes I would lie to my teachers and I would say that I did practice because I would
me
just
too.
arrive to the lesson and be
And
able
do
to play it
Yeah, me
perfectly.
too. And I always did
It's a
that.
guilt I
It
carry
depends.
with me. It's like, God, I could have practiced.
I
more.
always did
I
that.
could have not.
At least at school, not in my personal lessons. I would always practice.
No,
for
in my personal lessons, I would play.
But in school, I would lie. I'm like, I don't need to practice this. Like, I know this.
Oh, I love that. My excuse was always I'd tell them I had like a music lesson that was just starting and it was just to get out of gym class. That was always my move.
Yeah.
Which is a bad move looking back, but what you gonna do? It worked at the time.
Exactly.
Question number 7 is your next one. Name a time that you got starstruck. Now, I imagine there's probably a few here because you guys have met a lot of your heroes over the years, right?
Yes.
We're thinking of the same one, aren't we?
We were at the EMAs last year. It was a huge deal. We're big K-pop fans, and there's this group called Les Seraphim, and they were playing there. We saw them at rehearsals because they rehearsed after us, and we were too shy to say hello.
They
But
were
then
working.
They were working. We didn't want to bother them. Like they were doing their thing. Then the day of the actual EMAs, we were backstage together, and I don't know if it was like their publicist or like their PR person, I don't know, came up to our PR person. They were like, "Hey, the girls would love to meet. Like they want a picture together." And we're like, "Oh, what?" And we got to meet them. We got to talk to them. They're so talented. They're so great. So it was just, but I was really like,
You were
oh.
shaking.
Yeah, I was very nervous. I love them. They're so amazing.
Yeah.
So
And
it was.
Disclaimer, like
starstruck.
we always get starstruck with like because we've met so many
Yes,
incredible
yes.
musicians and people, but they're all like within our world. So
Like
it
the
was
rock
the rock
world,
world. So it's very different to meet someone that you never thought you were gonna cross paths with because they have nothing to do with like the type of music. Like it's
It's not your
completely-
world.
Not
It's
even a
completely different
festival,
world.
not even like there was no way we would have.
everyone we saw at the EMAs, it was just like we never thought we were gonna see these people because we're so in like it's such a different world. Like the rock world is so different.
Yeah.
That it was just like very
You don't really
amazing.
intersect with pop culture all the
Yes.
time. So it was just very surprising
Mhm.
to see somebody that I was a fan of that I would have
For
never
sure.
thought that we had
Like,
anything
yeah.
in common to be in the same event. And we got to meet them. They
Yeah,
were very
it was
lovely.
Amazing. I'm glad you mentioned the EMAs actually, because congrats on that, guys. It was such a slick
you.
performance, and it's got to be an interesting creative challenge because there's playing a live show, but then making that work on TV is a whole different thing. Like, tell me about that experience of putting together a big TV award show performance like that.
That's
The
For sure.
EMAs were, I think it's been the
Amazing.
best event that we've ever been to in our entire lives.
So
Everyone is so
organized,
professional.
like people could tell you how to breathe if you ask them to. Like everything is so organized down to
Really, honestly, the
perfection.
prop, like we just gotta give a huge shout out to the MTV crew
Yeah.
and everyone who planned it, because we were on tour. We had some ideas, but they were the ones who really grounded it. And not only like their ideas and their creativity and organization, but they were so excited to have a rock performance.
And everyone
And they
was so
really
kind.
opened up that space for like the EMA's general pop
Mhm.
culture, and then just having an up and coming rock band from Mexico
Yeah.
and being that supportive, and that they were so enthusiastic. Like they were just so into it.
They
like,
wanted
in
it
all
to
the
make it come
meetings,
to life
And
for sure.
They were so, they put fireworks, they put pyro, they put like so many things into our performance because they wanted it to feel like that rock experience. And we were just so happy that we got invited to be a part of it and that we were able to represent rock that year. Because honestly, we would just love to go back because we have never worked with such
professional,
amazing
incredible
people. Everything was just so wonderful. The biggest shout out to them. They were absolutely amazing.
Oh, I love that. No, congrats again. Like, it was so great. It'd be great to see more rock bands on those kind of stages because it just works so well. It's such a nice
Yes,
fit.
it was fantastic.
Yeah, really, really cool fit. All right, let's do your next question. This is question.
All right, we're going to end the video there today. This is going to be part 1. We'll do part 2 tomorrow. This is about a 41-minute video, so I didn't realize it was so long. I thought it was like a 10-minute video or something, but yeah, we'll stop there, and then we'll be on question 11 tomorrow at 22 minutes, basically. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You beautiful people have a great day. And don't forget to check out the merch store if you're interested, if you want to help the channel out, buy some merch. We'll talk to you later, and goodbye for now.